There is a person you know right now who never seems to break. You've seen it. Life hits them hard. People say awful things to them. Things fall apart around them, and yet they just keep moving. No drama, no meltdown, no begging for sympathy. They just smile and keep going like nothing touched them at all. And you are standing there thinking, what is wrong with them? Or better yet, what is wrong with me? Because you feel everything deeply, too deeply. Someone gives you a cold look and your chest tightens. Someone says one mean thing and you replay it for 3 days straight. One person walks out of your life and suddenly the whole world feels like it is ending. You are not weak. You are not broken. But something is happening inside of you that nobody ever taught you how to stop. And today that changes because after this video, nobody will be able to hurt you the way they used to, but only if you are willing to hear what I am about to tell you. The truth nobody teaches you here is something nobody teaches you growing up. Not in school, not at home, not anywhere. Pain does not come from the outside. Read that again. Pain does not come from the outside. When someone hurts you, the hurt is not living in their words. It is not in their actions. It is not even in the situation itself. The pain is living inside of you. It was already there, sitting quietly in the dark, waiting for something to wake it up. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a bruise on your arm, a really bad one. Now, if someone gently taps your arm in the exact same spot, that tap hurts like fire. But if someone taps your friend in the same spot, they feel nothing. Samey tap, different result. Why? Because your friend doesn't have a bruise there. That is exactly what happens with emotional pain. When someone's words hit you and you feel destroyed by them, it is not because the words are so powerful. It is because those words landed on an old wound that never healed. A bruise you've been carrying for years, maybe your whole life. And here is the thing. Until you treat the bruise, every little tap is going to feel like a punch. The pattern you keep repeating there is a pattern. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You get hurt by the same type of person over and over, different face. Same wound, you get triggered by the same kind of situation. A different day, a different moment. But the exact same feeling in your chest. This is not bad luck. This is not fate. This is your unhealed self-calling for attention. Here is how it works. Every single thing that makes you overreact. Everything that makes you go from 0 to furious in 1 second. Everything that keeps you up at 3 a.m. replaying conversations. Each one of those things is pointing at something inside you that needs to be looked at. Not fixed, not buried, not pretended away. Looked at, think about the things that make you feel the smallest. Someone calling you stupid, someone ignoring you, someone leaving without explanation, someone not choosing you. Now ask yourself this. Would those things bother you if you truly believed in your own worth? If deep down in your bones you knew your value and no one on earth could shake it, would their opinion of you even matter? No, it wouldn't. The reason it hurts so much is because a part of you believes they might be right. That is the bruise. That is what needs healing. The power of the pause here is the moment that changes everything. Most people spend their whole lives in reaction mode. Something happens, they react. Someone speaks, they react. Life moves, they react. But there is another way to move through this world. And it starts with one thing, the pause. Before you react, before the anger boils over, before the tears fall, before you send that message you'll regret at 2 a.m. There is a tiny space, a small gap between what happened and what you do next. Most people never find it because they're moving too fast. But that gap is where your power lives. In that gap, you get to ask one question. Just one. What is this actually about? Not what did they do? Not why are they so awful? But what is this actually about? Because 9 times out of 10, the explosion you feel inside has very little to do with what just happened in front of you. It is older than that. It is deeper than that. It is yours. Feeling without being controlled, the goal is not to become a robot, not to stop caring, not to pretend nothing affects you. The goal is to feel it without being controlled by it. A person who is untouchable is not someone who feels nothing. They're someone who feels everything, and then makes a choice about what to do with what they feel. They don't hand over the wheel to their emotions. They sit in the driver's seat. They acknowledge the feeling. They trace it back to where it really comes from, and then they choose their next move with a clear head. That is power. Real power. Why people hurt you here is something dark that nobody wants to say out loud. The people who hurt you the most are usually the people in the most pain themselves. That doesn't make what they did okay. That doesn't mean you have to stay. But understanding it changes something in how you carry it. A person who is full inside doesn't go around trying to empty others. A person who knows their own worth doesn't need to destroy someone else's. Cruelty is almost always a cry. Control is almost always fear. Their behavior was never really about you. It was always about them and the war they've been fighting inside themselves long before you ever walked into their life. When you truly understand that, something shifts. You stop taking it personally. You stop making their damage mean something about your worth. You can just let it go, not for them, for you. The choice is yours. You were never too sensitive. You were never too emotional. You were never the problem. You were just someone who never got taught how to protect your own peace. The people who can't be broken aren't lucky. They're not cold. They're not superhuman. They're just people who decided one day that they were done letting the outside world live inside their head rent-free. That decision is yours right now, not tomorrow, not when things get easier, right now. Make the choice. Find the pause. Ask the real question. Heal the real wound. And watch how fast the world loses its power over you. Nobody will be able to touch you the same way again, not because they changed, but because you did. Drop a comment below. Tell me what part hit you hardest. And if you know someone who needs to hear this today, send it to them. See you in the next one.